It's your boy Anthony B. This is my new channel that I created. I'm gonna just tell my life, my experiences, and then document my journey and show you guys the whole process. So my name is Anthony B. This is my new channel. We're gonna talk about my gambling addiction that I recently overcame. So at first it started off, I was telling myself little lies. I was telling myself, okay, little bets, or I'm gonna try to make $100 a day. So it went from that, from $100 a day, from not being enough for me, not being satisfied. So I kept on lying to myself and then chasing the losses as well. That's where it played a big part. I was chasing losses and then I was doubling down more money to win back the losses. That's where I messed up. And I kept continuing lying to myself till became a problem. It became I couldn't control myself and I couldn't control the addiction anymore. At first, it started off with funny games and laughs and giggles, but after a while, it started to become very sad and very depression, and it gave me and very bad anxiety. When I bet, I started to shake and have very bad nerves and very bad anxiety. So I'm sharing this story with somebody that's probably going through the same thing or went through the same thing, and I'm going to be vulnerable to the point where I'm have the confidence to get on here and get on camera and tell about my life and my life story. Most people won't do it because they're scared of being judged. I'm not scared of being judged, or I don't care about people's opinions. So this is just for me to tell myself and watch back over the years and go back and learn from my mistakes and learn from my wrongs. So at first it started off with sports betting. I wasn't a big gambler. I never shot dice. I never gambled with my friends or anything like that. I have a close friend that was sports betting, and I started to sports bet when he was sports betting, and he used to send me his picks, and it would start off like that. It was just $5, $10, $15. After a while, the sports bet wasn't really working for me, or I didn't really find no enjoyment with that. So I went to the casino on FanDuel, DraftKings, platforms like that. And I discovered a game called Baccarat. And when I discovered a game called Baccarat, it's some card game. You got to get the highest number to win. So I started playing Baccarat a little while, and first time I played Baccarat, I turned 200 into $10,000, and then I ended up losing that $10,000 because I ended up being greedy and I had to take my wins and get off the apps. That's where I made my first mistake. So I had lost $10,000 and I stopped gambling from that point on. But it starts from your first bet. The first bet gives you a rush. First bet gives you excitement. It gives you a escape of life because it's really cheap dopamine hits. So I was chasing the little quick wins, and it rewired my brain to the process where now the addiction that I have recently, I was gambling for 3 months. It started to change the way how I think. It started to change the way of money, and it started to rewire my brain and for me to rely on gambling. And it was the days and weeks and months that I cannot go without gambling, without placing a bet. So that's number one. I made a mistake, and then when I lost, I continued to chase my losses with more bets. Don't do that. That's not what you're supposed to do. But the first win always matter because the first win is the gateway into addiction anyway, and it takes about 17 to 66 days, I think, about to create a habit. So I had a strong habit and I had to break it because I started to lie to myself. I used to say, oh, I'm going to get on here and make 50 to $100 a day. 50 to $100 a day, $100 a day, 7 days, that's $700. So I used to get on there. I used to get the little 50, $100, and then it was never enough. With gambling, it's never going to be enough. It's never going to be an end goal. It's never going to be a point where you're going to be satisfied. It's always going to be, oh, I can do better, or I need more, or I can get 10,000, or I don't, I want 20,000, or I want 40,000, 50,000. That's just how it goes. So you have to stop lying to yourself. You have to let go of these habits and these things that you created because it all started with you. You self sabotage your own self. So one thing I wanted to say, um, when I win, it's not really about the money. It just creates a belief that something that you're figuring out, or it's something that you got because you are winning money. So I went from placing the little bets, like I said previous in the beginning. I placed little bets, and then I started to increase my wages. I used to increase my wages to about 200, 300, $500. I was getting to a point where I was winning a lot of money that's where they get you. I was winning a lot of money. I fell into the trap of winning a lot of money, and I thought this was going to continue forever. So when I started to lose, I started to chase my bets. So if I lost $500, I put $1,000 to win my bet and win more money. And it got to a point where I started to, oh, one more bet, one more bet. I should tell my close friend, one more bet, one more bet. People in my life, my girlfriend, one more bet, one more bet. And not realizing that one more bet was never going to come. It was always going to be another bet, another bet, another bet, another bet, another bet. And then it got to a point where I started hiding it from my girlfriend. I started hiding it from, the person that really loves me, the person that cares for me. So it became the problem where I started to stress. It started to get my emotions attached to it. I started to become overwhelmed. I started to not have joy for life anymore, not do things for myself. I was wasting countless money on nothing, and I was losing in seconds. So I would just say you just have to not go cold turkey and just say, oh, I'm not gonna stop doing it. You're gonna relapse. Like you're gonna get to a point where the addiction already has a hold of you. Like I was down to a lowest point where I said, okay, I'm done with this app. I'm gonna keep losing money. To keep whipping my feet, but I continue to find myself downloading the app again and keep loading money on there, and then keep betting. So it kind of like the moment I realized it was a problem, it was the consequences of me losing my actual money. When after I lost the profit money I won from gambling, I started to dibble in my personal stash, dibble in my hard work income and my earnings and stuff like that. So it sabotaged my trust, my relationship with money, my finances, and relationships and my personal relationships. It triggered so many things in my life. It started to affect my peace of mind, my confidence, my time. So I rewired my brain. I thought, okay, if I make $50, $100, I don't need to go to work, or $200 a day. I don't need to go to work. So now I'm programming myself not to go to work because I'm making quick money in a matter of seconds, and saying, "Oh, I don't need to go work 5 hours to make $100 at a job because I'm making it in two minutes." So the time it was a couple weeks ago, I had lost about like a couple $1,000, and I'm not gonna disclose the real amount of money that I lost and won. So I'll just say my last time I lost about a couple $1,000. And I said, okay, it has to get to a point where I have to stop, because if I don't stop, I'm going to keep on getting away. I'm going to keep getting in my way, and I'm going to keep ruining my future because I keep messing up my finances. You have to be a good steward of what God give you. So you cannot keep on gambling. So what made it kind of difficult and for me to stop was the urges, the triggers. I kept being in a constant loop of keep getting triggered and reacting off and acting off my urges. And every time it comes into my brain, oh, you need to place a bet. Oh, you can make 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000. And I just had to stop it because avoiding it make it avoid and make the recover always a straight line. Many people struggle with setbacks or they relapse, but you just have to be clear with yourself, be in tune with yourself, and just distract yourself with something else and be productive so you don't fall into your urges, into your habits and your addictions. So I'm sharing this because I wish I had somebody that I knew, or somebody on YouTube that would get on here and be open and honest about gambling and their addictions. So I said, okay, I'm gonna be the person that can help somebody, because there's gonna be somebody in my same shoes, in the same predicament and the same circumstances that I was in. So I'm gonna just get on here and just sit here and tell my experience and my story. So I never had control of my addiction, my gambling. I couldn't have control over it. I didn't like how it made me feel. I didn't like how it had control over my life, control over my emotions, control over my time, my money, just everything. So I thought to myself, okay, if I document this, this can help me to understand it's possible to rebuild and start over and really beat the addiction. And it's not hard as you think it is. So gambling did not take everything at once. It took things slowly. So if one thing happened each every day, it could take everything. It don't have to take everything at once. Over time, it could take everything from you. So if my story helps someone else recognize the signs early, it could be worth saving them from the problems that I had to go through, rebuild. You have to lock in, and it's about discipline. Sometimes you have to go ghost. You have to get out of that loop. You have to get out of your triggers that creating you to be still in the loop, because your brain craves comfort. So the more comfort that your brain crave, you're going to be continue in the same loop. I have to step out of my comfort zone and do things that I know I don't want to do. So this video, I don't want to do it. I really don't. I didn't want to do it. I procrastinate. I overthink. I do so much things. I think so much things in my head to the point I procrastinate. It's not that I'm lazy. It's just my brain craves comfort. My brain don't want to do this because I don't do it every day. But if I do this every day, it's gonna become my new norm. Like how gambling became my new norm. I was doing it every day. I was waking up placing bets early in the morning, staying up to 8 a.m. placing bets. I needed to get out of that. So today I just decided I'm gonna do this video. I'm gonna stop procrastinating and I'm gonna stop keep on saying, "Oh, I'm gonna do it when I have this certain amount of money," or "I'm gonna do this when I get to this certain point in life." No, we're gonna do it today, and we're gonna stop putting things off and setting ourselves back. So I'm gonna tell you to y'all guys, just don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't chase quick wins, and just don't gamble. Don't gamble. It's all a trap anyway. It's fake wins. It's cheap dopamine hits. It's pointless at this point. Like all the thing that I lost, it's like now I have to rebuild. Everything happened for a reason, and this creates a better storyline. But I wish that I never let my addictions beat me. I let gambling become my master. I let all this become, consume my life. So it's something I thought I controlled, but I could not control. So the message of the day: just love yourself, go within, and just be in tune with yourself and learn from your past mistakes and step out your comfort zone. You got to get out here and just start executing. God give you the will. He gave you the vessel. He gave you the mind. He gave you a brain. He gave you so much things. You can't be out here complaining. You have another 24 hours to get up and execute every day. If you don't get up and execute every day, I don't feel sorry for you, because if I'm getting up every day and showing up every day and doing something I don't want to do, why can't you do it? We all have the same 24 hours. Like me, this video is very about to be very difficult for me to do because I said I don't want to do it, or I don't want to get on YouTube. I don't want people to say a whole bunch of stuff and not like the video. I don't care if they like the video. This is just for me and myself to get this video out. And I hope the people that really needed this message, it really help you. And for the viewers, I don't think it's not a bad gambling, not bad, because it's promoted everywhere. It's promoted on TV, Instagram, and one more thing. Yeah, I used to. It's about what you consume and what you watch and what you listen to. I was on Instagram, doom scrolling. All I see is gambling. That's how it made me start gambling even more money, because I'm seeing people win 200, 300, up to $1 million off slots, and I say, okay, I could do the same. And now it's a trap, because you don't know if these people are really winning that money or it's getting people to promote to make people gamble more. So you just got to rewire your brain and get back to the basics. And also, I want to add this. Yeah, it might be little now, but over time, it's going to grow into something way bigger, and you're going to get in the way of your future. Your future is going to be what you're doing now, what you're doing in the current moment, in the present. So if I continue to go on this path, it's, I'm going to start achieving the things that I want to do. Keep getting out my comfort zone and trying to do this every day. If I could do it every day, I no longer have that thought in my head. Stop listening to the voice in my head, because if I can go on a gambling app and place $3,000 on Red or Blue, will I really give that 3,000 to somebody and just hand it over and, oh yeah, I bet on Red? No. So if I can max bet on an app, I can max bet on myself, because I can't lose if I bet on myself. If I believe in myself and love in myself, I could do anything. Because it came to a point where I'm so closed off and betting, I'm not even being in the current moment. It's just times I was betting 3,000, 6,000, and so much money, and I end up losing it. You know what I could have did with that money? I could have did so much stuff with that money. It came to a point, it's where we waste our time and finances and resources on things that are not even us. It's all like escape. And I should never use gambling to be my escape. I should have been pouring into myself, pouring into my craft, pouring into my myself, and just bringing more value to the world, and bringing more advice to people that really need it, because I didn't have nobody growing up to talk to or to get this knowledge or this game from. I didn't really have too many people that I can learn from. So I just hope this video reach the right people and help them become better and better yourself. So this is Anthony B. This is my new channel that I created. Thank you for watching, and y'all take care and y'all have a blessed day.
I just blessed my bitch with all 100. She don't need no tissue. She just sucked my dick and came home and kissed you.